and Joe Pasillo and Joe Rossinello. And once more, let us go into the breach. Joe, I dig Kid Rock. I have to admit, in my life, I went to a Kid Rock concert. It's got to be about 18 years ago. All right. A lot of energy, this guy. I will say it was at the Garden State Arts Center. He's got a lot of energy. He's very conservative. He's got a lot to say. He's MAGA. I know that's a pejorative for the left. But if you called me MAGA, I'm going to say, yeah, so what? That's right. I'm voting for Donald Trump. But here's the thing. I want to play this clip. This should be the response of every American who ever spent $1 of their hard-earned money on any Anheuser-Busch product. One more time, Joe. You gotta love it. And you know what? Here's the thing too, and I have a personal gripe here, okay, with Bud Light. In other words, their stock went down. Now I'm not going to be a conspiracy theorist, okay? Their stock was at about 63 when the whole Dylan Mulvaney thing happened. Went down to about 53, which is a pretty big shave, and that was before their recent quarters numbers came out. All right, and that's when all this was happening. They got shellacked. Bud Light went from the number one beer. I don't even think it's on the map right now. Modelo's become the number one beer, and the stock is up. It's at like 57 right now, trading on very thin volume. And I think this is a personal opinion, okay? My personal opinion is that woke Wall Street does not want to let that stock accurately reflect the disaster that Bud Light, did when they decided they were going to put Dylan Mulvaney on a can of Bud Light. Okay, and they're propping up the stock because then they would have to admit that the boycotts worked. And the boycotts did work. They can't hide the numbers forever because they got shellacked, cost them $400 million, okay? And it's bleeding over into their other products. And a lot of people are saying, okay, that they're not being forthcoming about just how much of a negative effect this boycott has had on Budweiser. That's another story. Larger point, yeah, we should all be blowing up Bud Light cans. Don't spend one thin dollar. The boycott is working. Joe Rossinello, help me here.
Well, marketing people know their business. They have the best research. They know their demographic. They know the people who buy Bud Light. However, why did they do what they did? Couple things. One, ESG, environmental, social, governance is a big thing in corporate America now. A lot of these companies are affiliated with the World Economic Forum. If you don't believe me, look up on your website after this show, the World Economic Forum, see who sits on the board, see what companies support them. You might be shocked. That's
Joe, real quick. I just want to point out a factual thing. Anheuser-Busch is no longer an American company, by the way.
InBev.
No. What I mean is, aside from this, they are owned by AB InBev, okay, which is a Brussels-based, a European-based company, and their stock trades on the Brussels exchange as well as the New York Stock Exchange. They're not even an American company anymore. Go, Joe.
That's one thing. And then a couple other things. One, companies assume that people have short memories. That basically, even if you are offended by them, you'll just, in time, I've even heard Mark Cuban say this, actually, that in time, people just kind of forget it and move on. And that is true. And three, ultimately, they control the institutions. What the people say about certain things anymore, and this is the danger about the establishment, the deep state, the uniparty, whatever you want to call it, which is in cahoots with corporations, with big business, with Hollywood, and it is. The Republicans are part of it too, the Rhino Republicans, and it is. Ultimately, they control the institutions of power, and it doesn't matter what the people feel or say anymore. We've seen that in states like New Jersey when it comes to education. Mm-hmm. They don't care what you feel or say. They're going to do it anyway because they control the institutions of power, and that is another reason why they move forward. You know, again, these are smart people. They know what they're doing. That doesn't mean that they can't make mistakes or miscalculate. And this was a huge miscalculation. Lessons to learn. Money moves the dial. Stick to your guns. Don't buy it. Not now, not ever. Ever.
Right.
It's like in Canada with Tim Hortons. They have a camp for kids. They made kids get vaccinated. Kids,
Mm.
less than 1%. It's actually less than point zero. It's like 0.003% of kids died from COVID. Why did they have to take the vaccine? One could say maybe it was the pharmaceutical industry that was pushing certain politicians to do it. One could say it was about control. We can go on and on and on and on. What I'm saying is, remember what they did to you and don't spend your hard earned money there ever again. And
Right.
that is how what regular people can do to move the dial. I say that even within the Catholic Church. If bishops don't do what they're supposed to do in terms of what the teaching is, I don't give you money. I can't control you and I can't make you do anything, but I can control my checkbook and I will not give you a red cent.
Right.
Not a red cent. And that goes for any product, that goes for any politician. That's what I can do. And when people start doing that, Joe Pasillo, I'm going to tell you right now, all this woke stuff gets thrown right out the window.
No, right. And the thing is this, I know Mark Cuban's wrong. And all the conservatives who don't want to see anything happen to the stock market, heaven forbid, okay, they're wrong. They're trying to dissuade people from boycotting. No, boycotts work. Boycotts work. And when all the crap hits the fan about last quarter's numbers, when Bud can't hide this disaster anymore, and they have to make it public, because there was a couple things. Joe, you're in compliance. You know these terms. Many of the people out there know these terms, like gap reporting, non-gap reporting, generally accepted accounting principles. They reported, I believe, for the first time in their history, non-generally accounting, principles. All these different things that, again, this is just what I hear. When all the crap hits the fan, I think you're going to see just how effective boycotts are.
I agree. I
That's what
think
I
it's the
believe.
way to go. And frankly, that's what people have to do. They have to do that because ultimately that's what we can do. Listen, you can't control certain things in life. Let's be honest. That's part of being an adult. I can't control the weather. I can't control what other people do. I can control what I can do. And frankly, I am not going to support people that hate me. I'm simply not. And who don't support my values or who fight against what I'm trying to teach to my family and my children. I'm not going to give you money. And frankly, that's what people need to do.
Well, great place to end it. Thanks for joining us here at the Frontline with Joe and Joe. Joe Pasillo and Joe Rossinello, please share this video, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, help us out, and stick around for more great content. Securing your data privacy is more important than ever. Start your free privacy scan and see how much of your data is being sold on the internet. Offering data breach monitoring, bulk data removal, and agency protection, DataSeal.io is the best and most affordable way to secure your data from ending up in the wrong hands. Remove your data today from the internet with DataSeal.io. That's DataSeal.io.